Did you know just being in nature reduces anger, fear, stress, increases happiness, reduces blood pressure, heart rate, muscle tension, and the production of stress hormones? Nature overall is a natural painkiller. And I can personally attest to this getting outside, having the aid of a personal trainer, and getting active in life. However, today's Article 15, which I must warn you, new subscribers and some of you old ones, this will be a sense of therapy for the trauma I saw last summer and many summers after that, but before that. The title of this will be called Gooch, Hooch. For those who know, you understand. But for those who don't, be prepared. And with that, let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, be forewarned. The following comments, views, and explanations are not for the weak at heart. And for those who have a weak stomach, weak constitution, watch the replay when you're done eating. So, with that being said, I pray you guys had a good weekend or getting ready to start to have a good weekend. Whether you're 72 or 96. All my veterans across the board, pray you guys are doing well. Getting ready to relax, unwind, take care of business. If you're doing field maneuvers, go ahead, train properly, do the right thing, and listen to your instructors. And when it comes to those in the civilian theater, you guys be very vigilant, especially with your surroundings. There's a lot of goofballs out here who are looking to test their mettle. And some of them need to learn that Five Knuckle Fellowship is a very generous religion. And don't let people come to your door with it. So that being said, you already know the deal. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell for future videos. And now we're going to talk about Gooch Hooch. And before I get into that, Article 15s every week are the non-judicial punishments in the military. But since I don't have a commanding officer, which I am myself, people can send Article 15 to my nuts. I hold myself accountable with these conversations. So the material I put out will be the standards I hold tenfold for myself. Now, to explain what Gooch Hooch is, there was a situation I ran into last year. A guy by the name of CK happened to leave a very viscous, pungent resin on the toilet seat. Now, at that time, I had to use the restroom, so I had no clue what I needed to do for a hot second. But immediately, I took some toilet paper, wrapped it around my hand, wiped the sludge off the bowl, threw it in the toilet, flushed once or twice, then proceeded to urinate and left. Now, psychologically, that shit scarred me. I'll be honest with that. But this is similar instances I've seen in life, which all of us have, is what I'm going to get into today. Now, there are many things that you can use to describe this viscous fluid or whatnot. Call it gutter butter, ass resin, gooch gravy. There's a myriad of terms that myself, DS1, and those who have affinity of 5150 Nation or whatnot will playfully speak on. I'm sure you have your own because you ran into certain things. When it comes down to it, I'm going to read an article. So I'm going to share my screen as to why it's important to deal with this Gooch Hooch bullshit. It is from healthline.com. Why do I have to wipe so much? There are several health conditions that can wiping more difficult or affect your ability to feel completely clean after going to the bathroom. Keep in mind that every person may have to wipe a little more than usual from time to time, but if you find that wiping a lot is the rule and not the exception, consider that one of these conditions could be the underlying cause. Anal abscess or fistula. An anal abscess is an anal gland infection that causes pain, redness, and drainage in the rectal area. The drainage may be blood, pus, or stool. Untreated anal abscesses can develop into fistulas. Let me stop you right there. I had to get my mind straight. And yes, this is natural health issues, but still, given the lack of cleanliness that I've seen in this space and abroad in general, where you have individuals who will take a whole deuce, drop a whole Duke nuke, and walk past the sink and the dryers like nothing happened. And I've seen this in FedEx. And they were serving donuts that day. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm going to get my own. I hurry up and left. But you have people who are very careless like that, who are not putting their health as a premium. And when you run into situations like this, you have to wonder. A lot of people like to claim this high value status, but their hygiene will often snitch on them. But let me continue, because I'm trying to work this out. Now, also might be anal skin tags. Pause for the laughter. Anal skin tags are skin growths that develop into recurrent friction, irritation, or inflammation. Common causes include chronic diarrhea, constipation, hemorrhoids, Crohn's disease. Anal skin tags may catch stool and make it difficult to clean the rectal area after a bowel movement. Now, I pause this here right here because, yes, there are a multitude of jokes that flood the mind immediately. But on the serious side, we have to not only make sure that we're good, but at best, find some things like dude wipes, fellas. We've shown this many times where you take those packages, go to the bathroom with them, because of course them paper towels aren't always going to get everything. So you get in there, get the grout out, dispose of it, and go about your day. Because again, fellas, what I'm starting to see here, there's a lot of crunchy conflict creators who get up here and just figure, I'm just going to turn the camera on. Fuck a shower. Fuck washing your nuts. Fuck soap and water. Fuck brushing your teeth. I'll get to that when I'm done with all this. And you have individuals who sit there for hours upon hours upon hours, regardless of the environment. Look, you get that little man yeast and shit shingles. That shit ain't cool. How's that work for your presentation? But hey, we'll talk about that towards the end of this. So now we talk about bowel leakage, which brings me to Gooch, but I digress. Bowel leakage is also known as fecal incontinence. It occurs when you have a hard time holding a bowel movement. You may leak stool when you pass gas or find your leak stool throughout the course of the day. Now, once again, I'm talking about this gutter butter of this situation that I saw. Now, I don't know how I got there. I just can't unsee what I saw. Now, there are some ladies who have similar issues because, again, some of them don't want to get all comfortable and fart around their man because, again, they might shart on themselves. But we're talking about the fellas. Fellas, we had to get a handle on this shit. Pun intended. When it comes down to this, You got so many guys who like to say high value man is this monetarily, mobility, education. But how's it that a high value man can never seem to get his shit together, both figuratively and literally? There are certain things that kind of justify fake it till you make it. Not for me personally. But there's certain things that you can't ignore. If you need help, you got guys like the Style OG. Shout out to him. Ron Wills. LAR Movement. Not to put this on you, bro. I'm just saying, sometimes you have to remind the guy there is help out here. But for some reason, these high value conversations never talk about these things. Now, they only mention about fish hooking your butthole. I mean, that's your thing. I mean, the Gooch is an erogenous zone, but for some, but hey, that's a whole nother conversation. Let's proceed. Hemorrhoids are swollen veins inside or outside the rectum. They can cause symptoms such as itching, pain, and bleeding. Hemorrhoids are pretty common. Research estimates 1 in 20 adults in the United States, or about half of adults 50 or older, have hemorrhoids. Hemorrhoids may make it difficult to get completely clean because the stool catches onto them. Now, this is what I'll say about the hemorrhoids. Fellas, when you're sitting on your computer chairs, breaking them or keeping them together, and on these, being a panel possum, a water carrier, or being a tender dick, hemorrhoids can really affect your posture. Now, I see a lot of you guys on these streams who decide to turn the camera on, scooting in the chair. We hear some questionable friction, like, it's like the dog rolling around on the carpet. No, it's just you trying to get some relief. Either use some tucks or see a medical physician to fix your condition. Now, again, this may seem embarrassing, but this is some of the things that we need to address. This is why it's important to get outside. That's why it's important to address what you eat and the content you get. Because somebody had to say something about this. Because what I've been seeing as of late and in recent years is outright disgusting. Some individuals just get on, throw some clothes on, whatever fell out the hamper works, and they think it's cool, which it isn't. It's even worse when a guy has to teach a woman how to wash her ass. But that's another video. So let's continue with this. All right. This condition is known as anal itching. I'm not going to mess up the word. It can result in skin irritation, such as from excessive cleaning, harsh soaps and fragrances, sweat, stool, on top of itching. Anal itching causes irritation, burning, and overall discomfort. So now, fellas, some of you want to promote the idea of being high value, and I get it. Some guys don't check the contents of said things to keep your areas clean. You got to find out what you're allergic to. I'm allergic to shellfish, so I try to be mindful of what I eat or around. I don't want anaphylactic shock to ever hit me again. But some of you guys don't go out to take an allergy test and figure out what you're allergic to. That could be a life or death situation if you don't know. Ignorance is not bliss. So you might be aspiring to do the right thing, taking care of your health and your appearance and whatnot. But there's danger in having that level of ignorance. So it goes in part to going in, checking, seeing what you like, what you're able to use and what you're not able to use for your health benefits and that of others. See, guys, I get it. Some of you guys do whole baths too. Some of you guys be in the gas station sink or in the hotel sink, doing the PTA thing. All right. Or PDA. And that's that. It's refreshing when you get a shower. Again, it would help if you sit there and take a deuce. You're in the house, take you a shower, get that grout out, and you cool. Now, I'm not telling you to fish hook your butthole. That's on your leisure. That's your business. Some of y'all like to smell it, but that's your business. But when it comes down to it, the grooming just isn't in the exterior. It's the interior too. Eating bad foods, not exercising proper hygiene. Those are many things that can compound and allow diseases and all kind of things to take over. Some of you guys are walking germ tanks, and that's not supposed to happen. If you're worrying about the exterior, not the interior, you're a hypocrite. You're moving back asswards. There's too many of these half-ass dudes running around here sending out misinformation and either digital dick riding, or they had the nerve to say people are bums. They got boils on their arms. They out here mangy as shit. A lot of these guys are here fucked up. Skinny, fat, looking like pregnant meerkats. We have to take pride in ourselves. And we're talking about 110%. Every time you take off your shoes, it shouldn't sound like Pringles and shit. You shouldn't be around there with Crunchy Foot Carla, which is a whole nother video. Being out there with chicken heads who don't take pride in themselves. Going out there with dirty ass cars that look like a hamper on wheels. Seeing girls leave their panties on the floor. And one chick left panties in my car. Had a losing streak in the front and the back. But some of you guys out here don't care as long as you go to the ATM, put the money in her hand, and some of y'all eat that spam water tasting box and think that shit's cool. But that's another conversation. We're talking about Gooch Hooch. So we'll continue. Now, ladies, this project includes you too. Complications from poor wiping. Wiping, often after having a bowel movement, is about more than achieving a clean feeling. For women, listen up. Not wiping away all fecal matter can increase the risk of conditions such as labial irritation, UTIs, vaginitis. Men can also face similar issues, including UTIs, itching, and general discomfort. Now, as I said before, some of you little bald-headed hoes wipe from back to front. Have the most to say about men ain't this, going out here divesting, and here you are with this old shitty ass clit, look like a turtle's tongue. You need to check your shit. Now, you always got running around here talking about a guy can't handle this. In a sense, you're right. Only thing you change is the smell in the room and his perspective about some women in general. And it is sundress season. Now, for some reason, some of y'all run around here skipping deodorant like that shit's cool. But some of you ladies out here need to let the air that box out. Wear the proper underwear, take the proper hygiene to keep that box nice and fresh. You should be walking around dripping homemade guacamole. That shit ain't cool. Even worse, some of y'all with them unaccounted for bodies walk around with a little bit of leakage. Now that in and of itself is outright fucking disgusting, but it's what it is. But we're being realists out here. Now for some of you dudes, again, some of y'all sitting there scooting around, walking around in public, digging in your gutters like that shit's cool. Some of y'all wore underwear on for 4 to 7 to 2 weeks. Look, you can make $1 stretch, but the wear the same underwear, stop. Please stop. Get the grout out. Now, when we're talking about your health and your functionality, some of y'all might not have got STD, but UTIs is because of how you care for your genital area. Some of you are sexually illiterate. Laying up with anybody, you ain't wiping good. Some of y'all giving each other high blood pressure because you're kissing on each other and you took a shower in days. If you took a bath right now, you would see sewer sludge floating in the tub. A whole bath is supposed to get you from point A to point B, not throughout the week. But hey, what do we know? I'll continue. Tips for wiping. Several methods you can improve feelings of cleanliness after a bowel movement. As I said, use wet wipes. Wet wipes can help you avoid irritation from dry toilet paper, Even wet toilet paper can work in a pinch. Look for products that are unscented for sensitive skin. Otherwise, these wipes could cause irritation and actually worsen your symptoms. If you decide to use wipes, do not flush them down the toilet. They can clog up plumbing. Check the direction. Always wipe from front to back. And I'm saying this slowly to the ones in the cheap seats. Always wipe from front to back so you don't introduce unwanted bacteria to the urethra. Rinse clean with a bidet or rinse bottle. A bidet will allow the water to flow upward to cleanse the rectum. A rinse bottle should be squeezed from the front, allowing the water to move to the back. Avoid aggressive or excessive wiping. Well, you gotta applaud the effort. Excessive and harsh wiping can irritate your rectum. Instead of wiping too much or too hard, rinse the area. Consider a bidet attachment or rinse bottle. Wear an incontinence pad. Sometimes, if you have repeated stool leakage, an incontinence pad can help you feel clean. It can also absorb some of the stool and keep it from soiling your underwear. Other ways to help: take a bath of Epsom salt or soak in a sitz bath to reduce inflammation to the rectal area. This can reduce itching and irritation after a bowel movement. Increase your fiber intake if your discomfort is related to constipation. Examples include eating more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. Increase your water intake, fellas. Water intake. No Red Bulls, no sweet teas. Water. If you work out, use BCAAs. Trust me on this. Increase your water intake along with increased fiber intake. It'll help add bulk to your stool and make it easier to pass. Take an over-the-counter stool softener. It may reduce straining that can worsen hemorrhoids. Avoid products with fragrances in the rectal area, such as lotions, toilet paper, and soaps. They can be irritating. Avoid foods and drinks that irritate your digestive tract that can lead to diarrhea. Triggers will vary, but may include spicy foods, caffeine containing foods and drinks, onions, sugar substitutes. Talk with your doctor about other methods to avoid irritation and discomfort. And with that, I'll stop there. So let's get down to the solution conversation. Because obviously, I've gone further than most people would care to. And since I prefer to be different, this is where we're at. So let's get down to the conversation, at least the conclusion. You cannot claim high value with clearance bin cleanliness. Now, fellas, talking mainly to you. Women do check everything. Women will check your bathroom, just as you should check hers. If you go in their house and there's grout under their sink, and especially there's some hazel type of crystals around the toilet, there's a whole desert in your tub and your sink, you should rightfully leave. You're getting ready to lay up with a health hazard. This is an individual who likes to sit there and spit on a towel, rub themselves, or just use the sink water and get themselves, wet their skin, but never apply soap. That's a sad issue. And there's a lot of guys who want to claim high value. Yes, I have this degree and I'm wearing this suit, but some of you guys don't wear socks. Or if you do wear socks, you wear them on multiple days. Some of you guys don't drink water because you can smell all that gunk and garlic out your skin. A lot of y'all eat poorly and it seeps through your skin. Some of you guys, if you got up out of bed, it's not supposed to sound like you're snatching Velcro off a baby shoe. But some of you do. Some of you guys put on shirts, and then when you take them off, it looks like an old fajita shell. Or some ladies, you like to throw away panties because once they get worn out, as Corey Holcomb said, it does look like hot wing paper. Again, you can't claim high value with Clearance Bin Cleanliness. Some of you will even put out perfumes and cologne to mask the musk, and your body odor will snitch on your fucking ass. I don't know how many times people need to know this, but do understand, when you get out in public, that shit is unsat. It's common for a lot of hardcore shitbirds to come out there flapping their wings and that butt rust on where they go. But hey, that's another conversation. Collateral spoot damage. I said it. Now, CK understands what I'm talking about. But when it comes to collateral spoot damage, it does affect your appearance. Not just you in general, but people around you. Now, if you have solid peers, they will help you. Now, they may clown you in a sense. But if they roll with you, they will help you. Hey, man, look, you got to take care of that. Your health should be your primary concern as it is theirs. And there's no way you can have physical activity or lay up with a chick, get up and go about your day and think that shit's cool. Now, some of us nasty bastards out there like to eat the cat and have that nice little aroma on the mustache. That's something else. You can wipe that off. But you can't do that on Saturday and still smelling on Wednesday. That's disgusting, bro. That's outright disgusting. Now, sometimes when you go out, and unfortunately this happened too, some people sit down when and stand up when are mighty disrespectful. No one wants to smell your ass draft. It's sad to speak about it, especially to adults in May 20th, 2022. But this is what goes on every day. Some of you ladies need to cool out. Because some of us guys are dicks. If we got heated seats and we crank that up, that tilapia smell didn't come out of nowhere. Fellas, if you sit down somewhere and your boy's like, they ain't playing. Some of you guys have a very angry essence about you. Women too. And the thing is, it's a reflection of how you really care about yourself or lack thereof. You got to be on point with yours. Doesn't matter if you have a suit. Don't matter if you have a Birkin. If your soap and water ain't working, ain't gonna mean shit. They'll remember how you smell. People remember how you made them feel. And soap and water should not leave chemical burns on you, unless you're a musty vampire, but that's something else. Finally, get your muffler checked, fellas and ladies. Wash thine ass and value your appearance. Now, when we go out, when you're looking to get down and, hook up with somebody, you shouldn't be moving a certain way and having questions. The fuck? That should not happen. Fellas, when you're going to these strip clubs, and this happened to me, unfortunately, and you have a chick named Hot Fudge, which was ironic. She did a handstand and sat her ass right on my chest. Now, already I was dazed and confused, but I had to literally take my shirt off and burn it outside the city limits because I couldn't get that smell out. I personally mentioned I gave a chick a bath, came back, and she had moat water floating in there. Now, I don't know what it is with the ladies in 2022 or this in this generation. I know you can't say all, but there are some, and some of your girlfriends are cool. You cool with, have some issues. You clown, but you try to act like you don't know. Some of you chicks are tangy. Some of you dudes are walking cayenne pepper factories. All in all, we need to get back on point. This deals with our health, not just the physical health, but our mental. Some of our brothers in the service and outside of service deal with psychological issues, which their hygiene can slip a bit. In a sense, that's understood because, again, they're not in the right space and they do need to get the proper help, which is what I'm encouraging. But some of you motherfuckers are lazy. Some of you sour sack ass, burning bush box having, Wookie box, dookie booty ass motherfuckers out here have no earthly sense, run around here creating organic chemtrails. We have to be adults here. If you need an adult diaper, that's your business. We need to have these conversations, not just with other people, but mainly with ourselves, taking care of our business. And it makes no sense you getting naked, or you have to have guys be strategic and say, yeah, baby, let's take a shower together. He has to inspect you to make sure you're satisfactory to lay up with. That's how bad it is getting nowadays. Or a lady shouldn't be sitting there clowning your ass because you got a boil around your balls. We got to do far better than this, people. Again, get your muffler checked. You should not be leaving ass resin or Gooch Hooch in public or private bathrooms. The hotel should not be taking the same mattress you took, burning it out the side of city limits, and letting hazmat, give them a fine or a complaint. You can talk all that high value shit you want, but if you don't take care of your shit, you're gonna get clowned for your shit. As always, never allow your comfort zone to become your coffin. Salute to you guys, and I pray you guys have a good weekend. Wipe your butt and your nuts. And ladies, if you got gritty titties, the weekend's going to be shitty. With that, Semper Fi, be safe,